Okay, let's go.
Last year, 18 million people witnessed Honey.
Oh, by the way, I did react to the second one, which came out like a week or so ago. I just haven't uploaded it yet. I'm probably gonna upload it today. Like, this is for Twitch chat. Like, by the time you're watching this on YouTube, the other part is already out.
Scheme. How they were poaching affiliate commissions from influencers, bloggers, and virtually every player in the affiliate marketing industry. But that wasn't the full story. Over the past year, I've been digging deep into Honey's code.
This is part 2 of part 2. Fair enough.
Discovered something huge. In 2017, under the leadership of co-founders Ryan Hudson and George Ruan, Honey secretly engineered a sophisticated system designed specifically to enable this theft while hiding it from industry insiders and compliance testers. Honey achieved this by using incredibly invasive tactics to determine who was using their extension and would adjust its behavior accordingly, making it very difficult for the industry to detect. It's very reminiscent of the Dieselgate scandal, where Volkswagen quietly programmed their vehicles to only lower emissions during regulatory testing.
What the fuck?
Volkswagen executives went to jail for that. But this?
What? I had no idea.
In my opinion, this involves intentional, provable theft from thousands of ordinary people by a Fortune 500 company. PayPal has had 5 years to find the system, investigate it, and report it to authorities. Instead, they've made multiple alterations to it and have ultimately allowed it to continue operating. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate what the system is and how it works.
I wonder how many how many users Honey lost since the part 2 came out, since the last video.
Also be addressing Ryan Hudson's claims that I misled viewers in my first video, and I'll be doing so with the
He did an AMA and he misled okay,
host
buddy.
of new data,
Okay, sure.
bringing more damning insights into his former company. As always, the views, allegations, and conclusions expressed in the series are my opinions, based on evidence I've gathered, which will be shared throughout. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cookiegate scandal.
He has to say this because of legal reasons. Because if it's just his opinion, it's not legally binding. Like, they can't get him. Which is this is very smart to do, by the way. You should always be like, this is my opinion, this is just alleged, I think this is it, and you should never present anything as a fact, because then you could always be taken to court for defamation and whatnot. I tried using it, but it didn't save me any money, so I uninstalled it.
After
Fair
publishing
enough!
part 1 of my investigation, Honey co-founder Ryan Hudson reached out to me on Twitter, stating he was, quote, happy to discuss Pi and Honey.
Wait, when did he reach out? After the original one?
After publishing part 1 of my investigation, Honey
Part one,
co-founder
yeah.
Ryan Hudson reached out to me on Twitter, stating he was, quote, happy to discuss Pi and Honey. For those who don't know, Pi is an ad blocker and coupon cashback extension. You know, one of Ryan's latest startup projects. Very original. Naturally, I immediately jumped at the opportunity to speak with Ryan and asked for an on-the-record interview. Ryan ghosted me for a week, I followed up, he eventually replied, and we had a short but very limited chat on X. This ultimately ended with Ryan requesting my full legal name and address to send certified mail.
Sure, buddy, for certified mail.
So that he could lay out the damaging claims that I allegedly made about his former company.
Why can't you do that in email? Why can't you do that in email? Or right here, in the chat. Why do you need to do this on letter? What's the difference if it's printed out or not?
In other words, it appears Ryan was threatening me with a lawsuit, but instead of following through, Ryan posted a lengthy rant about my video in an AMA on Reddit. Now, Ryan's post attempts to address the 2 key allegations made in my first video. 1, that Honey misled consumers by claiming to always find the best deal, and 2, that Honey was poaching affiliate commissions from content creators.
Oh, bro. That one was so easily proven. What do you mean? Well, that's so easily proven. How do you mean this is not true?
According to Ryan, neither of these claims are true. He states that Honey only removed coupon codes that were never intended for public use, like
Creator codes are not intended for public codes? Like for public use? Excuse you?
employee discounts. And he insists that if a brand wanted a publicly available coupon removed, Honey required the brand to replace it with a Honey branded code of equal value. He claims this was a strict policy at Honey during his tenure. Now,
Doesn't seem that way,
now
does it?
unfortunately for Ryan,
From
those
like last
claims
video.
are
Sorry, I talked over it. Like, looking at what you just said here and looking at the last video we just watched about this.
policy at Honey during his tenure. Now, unfortunately for Ryan, those claims are not supported by Honey's own data. For starters, Honey literally built a Shopify app that gave store owners access to Honey's database, enabling them to freely add or delete coupon codes as they please. And while this app no longer exists today, an FAQ page for it remains live on Honey's website. In fact, the very first topic on that page, titled Coupon Code Management, states the following. Choose which coupon code you'd like to share with Honey. We will automatically pull in all available codes, and you choose which ones you'd like to make available to Honey members and which ones you'd like to remove from the Honey system. The only limitations mentioned in this document are that stores had to keep at least one coupon code live at all times.
Why?
And there's absolutely
Why, if they don't... Why? Why do they need to keep one live? What the
no
Whoa.
stated requirement that this coupon code must be of equal value to the highest publicly available coupon, as Ryan claims. And for the record, this app launched in 2021 while Ryan was still working at Honey. So as you can see, Ryan's story quickly falls apart on its own. But once you start digging into the data from Honey's database, the situation looks a whole lot uglier. So let's take a closer look. In the spreadsheet, we can see every store Honey supports, along with the unique ID Honey assigned to each brand. We can also see the store's country, when Honey edited.
Bro, I like how Amazon is just one. Amazon, the biggest one. Honestly, makes sense. Makes sense. Who's number 2? Amazon UK. Of course. Of course.
Unique ID Honey assigned to each brand. We can also see the store's country, when Honey added it to their database, how many Honey users visited in the last 30 days, how many coupons Honey had on file for that store, and whether the store offered cashback, and if so, how much. We also have a dedicated spreadsheet with every coupon code Honey had on file. Now, how many coupon codes did Honey claim to have again?
Automatically comparing millions of
promo codes.
Ah, right, millions. But how many coupon codes do
I almost forgot how many.
they really have? Well, at the time this data was collected, Honey only had 85,000 coupon codes, 12,000 of which were expired.
What? But so on top of it, it's false advertisement.
That's quite the rounding error. We can also see that when a coupon code has expired, Honey marks it as hidden. Now, you would think that when a coupon code is expired and marked
You would just remove it,
hidden,
right?
that Honey stops offering that coupon at checkout, right? Yeah. No,
I guess they didn't do that.
No, that's not what happens. Instead of removing the coupon code from their system, Honey simply changes the way coupon codes are displayed to users. For example, this store has 8 coupon codes, all of which have been expired for several years, and are marked as hidden. Yet if we visit the store page, Honey pops up claiming to have 8 available coupon codes. And instead of showing what coupon codes are being applied, Honey is now censoring them. Yikes, that doesn't look good. Even worse, on iOS and Firefox, Honey
But like, what happens like at the end of that? Like, does it just say none found? Like, what's happening
refers
then?
to expired codes as Honey exclusive codes. And as you can see on American Eagle's website, Honey claims to have 5 available coupon codes. 2 coupon codes are displayed, and the other 3 are labeled Honey exclusive coupon codes tried at checkout. But if we look at Honey's data for American Eagle, we can see that none of the 3 codes are exclusive, but they are expired and set to hidden. Unfortunately, these are not edge case scenarios. Looking at Honey's source code, this behavior certainly looks
Redacted to avoid frivolous DMCA takedown by PayPal. Fair enough.
Intentional, and honestly, it makes sense. Showing up with a few codes that don't work still looks better than showing up with nothing at all. In other words, Honey has been wasting your time with expired coupons purely for the optics.
So like what? Do they just say a coupon was applied but nothing happened? Like
Honey has
literally
been
what
wasting
happens?
your time with expired coupons pure.
You're earning cash back. We didn't find any working codes, but good news, you're eligible for cash back from Honey. Yeah, okay, so it's just optics.
Purely for the optics. And here's a statistic that blew my mind. At the time this data was collected, Honey had 13,800 stores with absolutely nothing to offer. No cashback, no active coupons, and every single one of those stores was partnered with Honey, meaning Honey was earning affiliate revenue for simply wasting your time. Easy money, baby. That's modern day affiliate marketing for ya. Now, have you ever wondered where Honey actually gets its coupon codes from? Well, thanks to this data, we can get a pretty clear picture, and this is
Wasn't it just like people using the coupons, so they're just being fed into the system? Wasn't that how it worked? Like they're literally tracking your data. I see a part of YouTubers doing better journalism than professional journalists.
It's interesting. 27,000 coupons were intentionally shared by brands themselves through affiliate networks. 23,000 coupons appear to have been manually added by Honey's employees. 9,000 of which are Honey branded codes like Honey 5 or Honey 10.
Okay.
And the rest, well, the remaining 34,000, representing the largest portion of Honey's coupons, were sourced from users. In other words,
Called it.
we, the consumers, were what made the product work so well. Go figure. So much for scanning the entire internet for every working coupon code. The only evidence Honey did any kind of scouring comes from this DM Ryan sent me, claiming they had a full-time team digging through homepages and email lists. And
Sure they do.
did, but let's be real. Having a team of people scrolling through newsletters is hardly the automated coupon harvesting machine Honey marketed itself as. In fact, I found zero evidence of automation whatsoever.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not entirely true. If we look at the support notes left by Honey's developers, we can see that back in 2016, Honey was scraping coupons from at least one source. Their competitors.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Tell me not, and coupon follow. Of course they were. So now that we've established where Honey sourced its coupons from, let's take a further look at how Honey controlled which coupons were made available to users. If we come back to Yelta's spreadsheet and review the monetization notes left by Honey's employees, we can see that there are numerous notes proving Honey did in fact remove coupon codes at a brand's request. For example, this monetization note says, disabled Retail Me Not and non-link share coupon sources. L'Oreal family of brands do not allow user-generated codes. In other words, for this brand, Honey stopped scraping codes from Retail Me Not, removed all user-submitted codes, and kept only the codes which were directly approved by the brand on link share. Now, in some cases, Honey went even further, disabling all coupon sources, only allowing one specific coupon to remain live, like this one. Only code PJ Baby allowed, removing all other codes and disabling all other coupon sources. See, now that doesn't quite align with Honey's marketing claims.
Honey will find every working code on the internet and apply the best one to your cart.
Hilariously, Ryan told me in our DMs that letting retailers give us shitty codes would, as you've seen in the public outcry, destroy the brand value proposition. George and I aren't that dumb. Well, that's certainly not supported by this evidence. In fact, the spreadsheet also reveals that Honey had a dedicated feature flag where they could disable user-submitted coupons for any store. When this is set to false.
Bro, but then from the last video, they refused to disable the one, like from that. Which one was it? From the cat store? Or the other one? He had two examples, right? Where they absolutely just refused to disable it and tried to even blackmail them, allegedly, into joining their services, bro. What the f***?
Users are blocked from submitting coupons for that brand. We can see this in action.
Cookware, yeah, that's what it was.
Honey allows me to submit coupon codes for Under Armour, where UGC allowed is set to true, but not for Nike, where it is set to false. And guess what? Honey has this set to false for over 2,000 brands, virtually all of which are, you guessed it, partnered with Honey. Now, you might think that this service is proof that brands were secretly colluding with Honey to give users shitty deals, but this actually has less to do with the brands and more to do with the fundamental rules of affiliate marketing. And this is where Ryan's argument completely falls apart. You see, most affiliate networks have a very clear set of rules to protect brands from having their coupons leaked online, for all the reasons I highlighted in my previous video. These rules explicitly state that brands alone decide which of their coupon codes can be distributed and which ones cannot. This is not just an expectation, it's directly spelled out in most affiliate network terms of service. And it's reinforced by industry-wide guidelines like the Internet Advertising Bureau's Voucher Code of Conduct. Additionally, brands themselves typically have their own set of rules that you must read and agree to before joining their affiliate program. This here is my account on the Awin network. Honey too will have an account just like this. So let's pretend I'm Honey and I want to find a new merchant to partner with. Let's check out Nike. Now, if I want to join Nike's affiliate program, notice how Awin requires me to read and agree to Nike's terms of service first.
Okay, but whoever reads the terms of services, am I right? Am I right? But even even VTubers were impacted by this. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Creator codes were overridden. Yeah.
And if we check the terms, you can see that Nike has a dedicated clause for coupon codes, which states, you undertake not to use any Nike promotional codes or coupons that are not made available through Awin. In other words, if I'm Honey and want to partner with Nike, the only coupons I can share are the coupons that were approved by Nike and provided directly through this network.
Yeah, makes sense. Afternoon, what's up, Greggy?
I cannot publish user-submitted coupons. I cannot scrape codes from websites like Retail Me Not and share them with my users, because any of those actions would be a contractual violation. Let's now look at another affiliate network, this time Impact. Here we have the Gap Factory affiliate program. Their program terms state you may only advertise coupon codes that are provided to you through the affiliate program.
Makes
Let's look at another major affiliate network, this time Commission Junction. Here we have NordVPN's affiliate program, and it too states, publishers may only use coupons and promotional codes that are provided exclusively through the affiliate program.
Again, makes sense.
See what I mean? No matter which affiliate network you're on, you'll find that most merchants have a coupon policy in place for, again, all the reasons I outlined in my last video. The rules are clear. If a brand demands a coupon be taken down, Honey has no choice. They must comply. There's really no argument here. Honey lied to consumers. Plain and simple. In fact,
false advertisement added to the list.
We can even prove that Honey was well aware of these rules. If we go back to the monetization notes, you can see several examples where Honey noted certain brands as having a coupon clause. And this is where it gets even worse for Honey, because they also documented ignoring these clauses. Take a look at these notes. Terms have the coupon clause. No data on enforcement yet. The terms have the coupon clause. We just added them, so unsure if this is enforced yet. Or how about this note on the Lindt chocolate store? Has non-affiliate coupon clause, but don't have any codes from network, so can't remove other coupon sources. Based on these notes, it appears that Honey would join a brand's affiliate program, noted their coupon policies, but would intentionally disregard them for as long as they could get away with it.
This just fuck, man. Oh my god. Can't wait to stop, man. That's an admittance, it is.
So Ryan has put himself in a real awkward situation here, because his Reddit post effectively serves as an admission that Honey knowingly violated network policies under his leadership, and Honey's own data essentially confirms it.
But he didn't know that. He didn't work on the code. Am I right? He doesn't know. He's just a leader. He surely couldn't have known.
Yet at the same time, the data also confirms that when push came to shove, Honey would eventually bend the knee and remove coupon codes at a brand's request, proving they knowingly misled consumers.
Yeah, but they only care about like the big brands here. They don't care about like the small people, like the indie consumer, the sellers, retailers, whatever. They don't care about those. Those they're gonna try to enforce as hard as they can. They only care if legal gets involved.
Talk about a cluster. Now, if there's one thing people hate more than deception, it's theft. And in my first video, I showed you how Honey was stealing money from influencers. But what I didn't tell you is that this behavior is in most cases strictly not allowed. You see, the companies that run this industry, the affiliate networks, know full well that coupon extensions like Honey have a high probability of poaching commissions from influencers, bloggers, and other content-driven affiliates. More importantly,
I do wonder how much people lost out on money because of Honey. I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think we could ever know how much money like creators lost because of those affiliate codes, man.
they also understand that this is not fair, especially under the last click wins policy, which has remained an industry standard. So to prevent this type of commission theft, most major affiliate networks enforce what's known as a stand down policy. Let me show you what that looks like on Honey. Let's visit newegg.com first without an affiliate link. And as you can see, Honey immediately pops up offering cashback. But if we do this again, this time using my affiliate link for Newegg, you'll notice that Honey doesn't pop up at all. And if we click on the Honey icon, you can see that Honey is now disabled. So that's how Honey is supposed to behave when a user's already clicked on someone else's affiliate link.
Okay, so far so good, right? Right?
So where then is the alleged fraud, you ask? Well, as it turns out, Honey has always had a stand down system built into their app, but they have been selectively choosing when and whom to apply the rules. Let's test my affiliate link for Newegg again.
Those fuckers.
Only this time, I have two entirely separate Chrome browsers open at the same time, and each is logged into a different Honey account. The Honey account on the left has 0 cashback points, while the Honey account on the right has accumulated cashback points. Now, watch what happens when I open the Newegg affiliate link on both browsers. The Honey account on the left stands down as it did the first time. But look at this. The account on the right, which has cashback points, did not stand down. So why is that? Why on earth would Honey act compliant for one user account while violating stand down policies for the other? Well, that right there is the fraud. And once you understand why this happens, you'll be shocked at just how calculated and insidious this behavior is. But before we unpack exactly what's going on here, it's important we first understand how Honey's stand down system is designed to work.
Okay, I'm guessing it's because of the cashback, right? That at least that's the most obvious one for now. Like, he used the exact same code, right? Like the exact same link. The only difference was the Honey account. So one Honey account had cashback points. Just how much do they actually owe creators? It must be billions. I don't know about billions, but probably a lot. Like a lot.
So here we have Honey's stand-down rules, which are loaded onto your computer when you install the extension. At first glance, this might look awfully complex, but it's actually very straightforward. These here are affiliate link patterns for different affiliate networks. Once Honey detects a user has clicked an affiliate link that matches any of the patterns in this list, Honey should, in theory, stand down. Now, if we go back to my Newegg affiliate link, you can see it says click.linksynergy.com. And all my other Rakuten links have the exact same pattern. Looking at Honey stand down rules, we can find that link synergy pattern in the list. Above the link patterns, you'll notice the label provider. This simply tells Honey which affiliate network the pattern belongs to. For example, LS refers to Linkshare, which is now owned by Rakuten. AW is for the AWIN network, CJ for Commission Junction, etc, etc. And below, Honey defines a timer for how long they should stand down for that affiliate link. And right now,
there's a timer? What the?
It's set to 3,600 seconds, which is exactly 1 hour. So if you click on my Newegg affiliate link in the morning, but only complete the purchase later in the afternoon, the stand down timer will have expired and Honey will reactivate itself the moment you get to the checkout page.
I wonder if that one's legal. Probably not.
switch. Now this alone is already a major red flag because I have not seen a single affiliate network specify that stand down should only last 1 hour. So it appears as though Honey made up this arbitrary rule entirely themselves. But here's where this
Yeah, what the what? Hi, if you don't know me, but I watch Rosie Belmoo Twitch. Okay, hi, what's up? What's up, DJ Bowser Jr.?
gets even more concerning. These stand down rules are not hard-coded directly into Honey's extension. Instead, they are stored in the cloud on Honey servers, which you can access through this URL. And the Honey app installed on your computer checks for updates to these rules every hour. Now, that's a very suspicious setup because stand down rules are not something that should require frequent updating. But since Honey is refreshing them hourly, it means that a Honey developer could quietly make changes to the stand down rules right now, and within an hour, all 20 million Honey users, pardon me, 14 million Honey users would automatically have the new rules. The fact Honey can alter their behavior like this on the fly without any updates or transparency is very concerning. In fact, I was able to find an archive of these rules on the Wayback Machine from 2023. And back then, Honey was only standing down for 360 seconds, which is 6.
Bro, the fact that people can just access it on their own just shows how they are at coding itself. Like, how does anyone just have access to this? I just don't know, man.
Mate, it takes me more than 6 minutes to type in my credit card details. So when exactly did these rules change? Why did these rules change?
The plugin needs access? The user doesn't, though. Pirate software taught them. I'm sure there's a way for the plugin to still have access without the user having access. Right?
Did Honey lengthen their stand down window after my video came out and the lawsuits started rolling in? I can only speculate, but it's
Can be encrypted, there you
certainly
go.
seems possible. Either way, Honey's current 1 hour policy is already questionable, but 6 minutes, that was blatantly non-compliant and would have undoubtedly resulted in thousands of sales being poached from other affiliates. Now, as bad as this already looks, you'd think that Honey's stand down process would end here. They detect an affiliate link, they stand down, period, end of story. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Honey takes one more step in the decision-making process, and it's this next step that, in my opinion, constitutes fraudulent behavior. In this next step of the process, Honey essentially goes, okay, we've detected an affiliate link, so we know we're supposed to stand down. But standing down means we lose money, and we don't like losing money. So let's
I don't think anyone likes losing money.
break the rules and ignore stand down as much as possible without getting caught. But how
I love this animation.
How exactly does Honey avoid getting caught? Well, the extension starts running tests on your account to determine who you are as a user. Are you A, a legitimate shopper looking for deals, or are you B, someone from the affiliate industry testing their extension for compliance? If you're logged in, have an account that's been active for a while, and have already earned a decent amount of cashback points, well, chances are you're a legitimate shopper, at which point Honey considers it safe to break the rules and ignore stand down.
Those motherfuckers, man.
But if you're not logged in, or your account is brand new, and you haven't earned any cashback points, well, now there's a higher chance you're only testing Honey for compliance, in which case, Honey plays it safe and stands down. Now, believe it or not, Honey actually takes this profiling a step further by checking for certain patterns in your email address and even examining
What do you mean in my email address?
what websites you visited and what cookies exist on your browser. This is all, of course,
What? They check my cookies? Motherfucker. They tracking us? No, I knew that they were tracking us to some degree, but they're just like looking at all our private info, man. What the fuck? Bro, they're just looking into our browser? They know? They know what you watch on Pornhub? They know? Not my cookies, bro. They're stealing our cookies.
incredibly invasive and I suspect illegal in numerous jurisdictions, but that's exactly the system Honey has created. But don't just take my word for it. let me show you how the system works, I'll demonstrate it in action, and then you can decide for yourself. So,
Right.
the moment Honey detects an affiliate link from these stand down rules, before making any decisions, Honey consults this last file called SSD, which I suspect stands for Suppressed Stand Down or Selective Stand Down. Now again, this
Right.
looks very complex, but it's very straightforward. First, we have these base rules, and the base rules apply to every affiliate link that Honey detects. UL stands for user logged in, and because it's set to 1, it means the user must be logged in to Honey. If it were 0, being logged in wouldn't be a requirement. UA stands for user account age, and this rule defines how old your account must be. And right now,
Okay.
it's set to 30 days in milliseconds for whatever reason, hence the very long number. UP stands for user points, and it's currently set to 501.
I'm guessing those are the cashback
We'll ignore
points.
these last two rules for now. I'll explain what those are later.
All right. Something a little bit off topic, but that just reminded me of the because he was talking about cookies, right? Most of you probably are aware, but in case you aren't, there's a Discord scam, not only Discord scam, right? Like generally scam going around where people will make you click on a link in some way or another, right? Like it sounds like as who would ever fall for that, right? But sometimes they do get you. And they will take your cookies, and because they have your cookies, they will be able to log into all your accounts that are currently logged into your browser. So, you know, maybe you want to clean your cookies every once in a while. Also, don't click on random links. Sometimes it's not even a link, yeah. Sometimes it's not even a link. Sometimes it's like, they say, hey, I'm working on this game, and they like pretend to be your friend, right? That's how they got Rosie, right? Because who was it? Savi, I think. Savi got hacked, and Rosie didn't know that. And that person, quote unquote Savi, was like, yo, I'm working on this game, could you like check it out and shit? And like Rosie asked them, because that was on Twitter, right? They got Rosie. Yeah, that happened quite a while ago, actually. Some 2-3 months ago? Something like that, right? Either way, Rosie was like, oh, okay, well, can you message me on Discord instead? Because they were talking to each other on Twitter there. So that person, little did Rosie know, the person had hacked both Twitter and Discord, so they had access to both. So Rosie thought it was safe, but it wasn't. And then she did download that supposed game. And yeah, unfortunately, they got hold of her cookies. Just be careful of bullshit like that, right? It is dumb, but yeah, people can scam you with your own cookies now.
So the way this works is, if your Honey account passes all 3 of these rules, Honey considers you a legitimate shopper and will not stand down. However, if your account fails any one of these rules, like your account is only 29 days old, Honey considers you too risky and will therefore play it safe and stand down. Honey can also create network-specific rules. This LS refers to Rakuten links. So for Rakuten affiliate links, it now requires that a user must have over 20,000 cashback points. In other words, these original base rules still apply to Rakuten links, except for the original points threshold, which has now been increased from 501 points to 20,000 points. Honey can also create store-specific rules, which is what we have here. For example, 131 is Honey's store ID for Newegg, and this much longer ID is for NordVPN. So that's the gist of it. Now, let's see these rules in action. Let's start by clicking this Boohooman affiliate link, which in theory, Honey should stand down for. But as you can see, Honey has ignored stand down, and that's because my account has passed all the checks. Now, if you know where to look, we can actually see Honey's decision-making process each time we click on an affiliate link. Let's visit another AWIN link.
Okay.
As expected, Honey ignores the stand down rule again. But notice here how it says SSD? That's the extension confirming that it was supposed to stand down for this link, but didn't.
But it suppressed it. Oh my god. The fuck is Boohooman? I don't know.
Because my account passed all of these rules. But what happens if we fail one of these rules? Let's click on this Rakuten affiliate link.
Then it will stand down.
Since Rakuten links require 20,000 points and my account only has 10,000, this time my account is going to fail Honey's engagement test. And
There
sure
it is.
enough, Honey stands down for this link. And as you can see here, Honey confirms which rule my account failed.
Bro, the fact that he can just see
Was
that.
the 20,000 user point requirement.
It's crazy.
But what if we click on this Newegg link, which is also on the Rakuten network, but has a store-specific rule for 10,000 points? Well,
So it should
remember,
pop up for that.
store-specific rules take priority over network rules. Therefore, Honey ignores stand down as my
There it
account
is.
now meets the required points for this link. Let's do one more for good measure. This time, NordVPN, which has a store-specific rule requiring an account age of 8 years.
8 years? What the hell?
As you can see, Honey stands down because my account is only 8 months old.
8 years? Bro. How long has Honey existed? How long did how old? How old is the add-on Honey? It's 13 years old. What the hell? Oh.
Not 8 years. So now that you understand how this system works, it's important to note that I slightly customize these rules to more clearly demonstrate how the system behaves.
No, it says was founded and launched in October
The
2012.
actual rules, which I'll show you in a moment, are actually much less strict. This customization was necessary because I wanted to clearly illustrate what happens when my account both passes and fails Honey's checks, especially since my account already has a high number of points and is 8 months old. To use these rules, I made a very basic modification to Honey's extension, telling it, hey, instead of grabbing these rules from Honey's server, load these custom rules from my computer.
You can't just do that? What do you mean you can't just do that? What?
Instead. So what did the actual rules look like? Well, again, thanks to the Wayback Machine, we have one archive of these rules from 2023. And honestly, it's pretty shocking. Looking at the base rules, we can see there were no requirements to be logged in at all, no minimum account age, and no cashback points threshold whatsoever. Honey only ran these checks on Rakuten affiliate links. I suspect this is because, besides being an affiliate network, Rakuten also has its own coupon cashback extension. So Rakuten earns
Makes
money from
sense.
Honey as a network, but also has a competing product. So naturally, they are more incentivized to ensure that Honey is following the rules. It's a f***ed up industry, I know. Besides that, Honey sets store-specific rules for the following brands: TJ Maxx, Booking.com, KO Sports, The Udi, and The Calming Blanket, likely indicating that Honey received complaints or compliance concerns from these companies. Interesting. So as you can see, these rules paint a seriously troubling picture. Under these conditions, Honey would have been ignoring stand-down rules a lot, like in the vast majority of cases, which is fucking insane. Now, you might be thinking, what is even the point of having this selective stand-down system if Honey was ignoring the rules virtually all the time? Well, that's where this next sneaky rule called GCA comes in. At first, I honestly didn't really understand what this GCA rule was for. It seemed somewhat random.
What does it mean?
But there were several confusing elements in these rules. For example, there was also this random list of URLs for affiliate
Oh, we got CJ, Linkshare, Rakuten, Win,
network
Swag
websites
Bugs.
and Swagbucks, one of Honey's competitors.
Oh,
But
okay.
why? And then there's this random array of cryptic values with absolutely no meaning behind them. Like, what on earth is cont ID or S_VI? At the time,
Cont
I honestly
ID.
had no idea at all, so labeled most of it a mystery. But eventually, I
Content ID, that's
figured
what
out
I'm
that
thinking,
GCA,
yeah.
the URLs, and these random values were all connected. And I discovered this by complete accident. You see, one day I was testing a new feature on my own extension, and this feature allows you to see what cookies are being loaded onto your browser in real time as you visit different websites. Now, as I was testing this feature, I logged into my CJ affiliate account, and that's when
Are cookies bad? Should you? I mean, with the scam I explained earlier, sure. But they can't do anything if you, like, don't click on anything and don't download anything, right? They can be abused for privacy, yes. Happy New Year, Kitsu. Box of Happy New Year! Not inherently. Don't they just make things load faster? Like, generally? Like, that's all. Or wasn't that the cache? Cookies that cache, but more personal. I mean, if you overcook them. Yeah, burnt cookies aren't that great, aren't they? I guess, yeah, inherently cookies aren't bad, but... Interesting. They store small bits of info on your browser instead of the server. Okay.
And I noticed a familiar name pop up in the cookie list. Cont ID.
ID.
So I quickly jumped back to the SSD rules to make sure I wasn't going crazy. And there it was. Cont ID.
Cont ID.
The same name. That's when I
What does it
realized
mean?
these weren't random values at all. They were cookies. At that
Dun dun dun!
point, I also noticed there were exactly 5 URLs and 5 cookies. The first URL in the list is cj.com, and the first cookie in the list was ContID. So I wondered,
What
were
exactly
these
does
two
it mean?
lists somehow connected and in order? If they were, that would mean that if I logged into, say, my A1 affiliate account, I should see a cookie named network group load into my browser. So I quickly logged into my A1 affiliate account.
Bro, fucking Sherlock Holmes at work
And
here,
there
man.
it was. Network group. Another cookie from Honey's list. At this point, I'm thinking, what the f***? Is Honey secretly monitoring cookies from these
Yes.
affiliate networks?
Yes.
And if so, why? These cookies have
Yes.
absolutely nothing to do with Honey's service. But then it dawned on me, the moment Honey detects any of these cookies on your browser, that's the perfect signal for them to know whether you're visited or logged into an affiliate network. And that's significant
Aha.
because, well, let's be honest, no ordinary shopper casually visits affiliate networks like CJ or A1, right? I'm sure most of you have never even heard of these companies.
Yeah, I haven't. Not until he mentioned those.
So the only people logging into those sites are Honey's competitors, partnered merchants, and of course, the affiliate networks themselves. Basically, all the high-risk users Honey desperately wants to hide their shady behavior from. So the moment Honey detects any of these cookies on your browser, they immediately know you're a high-risk user and can alter their behavior accordingly. To
Okay, yeah.
confirm my suspicion, I quickly loaded up a clean browser with no trace of me visiting any of these networks. I clicked on an affiliate link that Honey typically ignores stand-down rules for, and as expected, Honey did not stand down. Then, in a new tab, I logged into my CJ affiliate account, waited for the ContID cookie to load on my browser, there it is, then opened the same affiliate link. And
It's crazy that they just read your cookies, man. There's like no way that's legal. It's just like no way.
boom! Now all of a sudden, Honey is acting compliant and is standing down. Holy shit, PayPal, that is not a
Bro.
good look. And once Honey finds this commission junction cookie on your browser, or any of the others
It's not its malicious software. Yeah,
on this list,
yeah.
it does
You're right.
not matter what affiliate link you click on, Honey will not break the rules, period. And if we check Honey's reporting for why it stood down, it reports back GCA. So that's what the GCA rule is for. It's Honey's kill switch for when it knows you're visited or logged into an affiliate network's web.
The fact that they have the cookies tracked just to try to figure out if you just so they can try to figure out if you're trying to figure out if they're being compliant. That's actually insane, bro. No, how deep does this run, man? What the
Website. Makes
This
sense.
is some mafia
Now,
shit
believe
right
it or not,
here.
Honey doesn't stop there. They run 2 more checks, both of which are tied to the rule labeled BL. First, Honey scans your email address for the word test. If it detects it,
Alright.
Honey immediately switches to compliant behavior. Clearly another safeguard against compliance testers, which is not a good look at all. And finally, Honey has what appears to be a master kill switch, which is controlled directly from their server via this URL. If the
Okay.
switch says OK, the SSD
What's the
system
switch?
remains activated. But if it says alive, Honey switches to full compliance mode. This allows Honey to instantly disable the entire SSD system with the simple flip of a switch from their server. So as you can see, Honey put a lot of thought into the system. And I have to say that discovering the logic behind these last two rules was a huge holy shit moment for me, because it really made the intent behind the system very clear. But before we dive deeper into my thoughts on this, first, let's look at what the SSD rules are right now. As you can see, PayPal has quietly stepped in and added a whopping 65,000 point requirement under the base rules.
65. Wow.
Now, I imagine that only a tiny percentage of Honey users have acquired 65,000 lifetime points. So PayPal has effectively limited how often Honey engages in this questionable behavior, which explains why Honey's stand-down behavior has changed so drastically. In other words, this change wasn't—
Well, obviously they only did that because they were being caught, right? Like, duh.
just an update, it was PayPal's attempt at a cover-up. Now, I did briefly consider going on an insane shopping spree to earn those 65,000 points, purely to demonstrate Honey's system without using any modifications, but
Bro, but how much money do you have to f***ing spend to get that amount of
then
cash
I
back?
realized whoever made the changes to these rules made a critical error. They accidentally left behind a network-specific rule for Rakuten links, lowering the points threshold to just 5,000 points, much more manageable than 65,000. This oversight was exactly what I needed, a chance to expose Honey's illicit behavior using their own untouched, publicly available extension and rules. So I went on a painfully expensive shopping spree, targeting products with the highest cashback rates. And sure enough, the moment my account crossed the 5,000 points threshold, Honey immediately stopped standing down on Rakuten's affiliate links.
Yeah.
At this point, I was fully convinced that Honey was, and technically still is, engaging in fraudulent behavior. Looking at the full picture, the implications of what I had uncovered were enormous. This wasn't just some policy violation or shady growth hack. This looked like a Fortune 500 company systematically stealing money from tens of thousands of people while trying to hide it. And given I'm not a software engineer nor a security researcher, it only felt fitting that I consult with a real expert. So I reached out to Ben Edelman, a respected security researcher known for exposing major online ad fraud, deceptive software, and anti-competitive practices at large tech firms. Ben has 4 Harvard degrees, he's a lawyer, a software engineer, and a former Harvard Business School professor.
Holy sh**, bro, what the f***? Well, he's got it all!
But what makes Ben truly unique is that he has a deep, decades-long understanding of the affiliate industry, which is rare. So I really couldn't have asked for a better person to independently verify my findings. And thankfully, Ben agreed. So we jumped on a call, I shared my findings, Ben conducted his own test, and then we had this interview.
Now that you've had the chance to go away and do your own research, were you able to replicate my findings? And if so, how would you characterize the purpose of the system that Honey implemented into their browser extension?
Your findings are on target. Honey stands down, but only sometimes. And the sometimes is predictable. It's a little different from anything I've ever seen in my whole career testing this stuff, right?
What do you mean in his whole career?
Because of the nature of when they stand down and when they don't. They're not doing it randomly. They're not picking a number out of a hat. They're doing it based on articulable factors that we can see in the code, we can see in the packet log, and we can even infer their intent based on what we see there.
Right. Okay. So you would agree that this system is fraudulent in nature, specifically that the system was intended to defraud other affiliates and also hide that behavior from compliance testers and others within the affiliate industry.
Well, lawyers have a special view of the word fraud. I'm not sure I'm going to call it fraud myself, but it certainly is intended to conceal. They're attempting to stand down as little as possible while avoiding getting caught. Those objectives are intention, of course. The more you don't stand down, the more you're likely to get caught for not standing down. So they're trying to figure out in what circumstances can they avoid standing down and not face a material risk of being caught.
What do you think the implications are of this? Once this video goes live and everyone sees and understands the system, how do you think the affiliate networks respond?
a program that detects testers and hides from testers is incredibly frustrating. It indicates bad faith in the testing process, not making yourself available for testing. Look, the network should be angry. As to whether they will be angry, maybe it's a little bit tricky for them. Honey is a big partner. It's making them lots of money. But they should be angry based on the
Yep. Bro, Honey needs to be taken down, man. What the hell?
Anyone who has a application under test that is hiding from the test, they should be angry about that.
Now, Ben also played a key role in exposing one of the largest affiliate fraud cases in history, where 2 individuals went to jail for defrauding eBay of millions of dollars.
Jesus, wait. Laguna Niguel man receives 15-month prison term for defrauding eBay. San Jose Brian Andrew Duning was sentenced today to serve 15 months in prison for receiving between $200,000 and $400,000 in fraudulent commissions from eBay, announced the United States attorney. Okay. Pleaded guilty on April to a superseding information charging him with wire fraud. In pleading guilty, Dunning admitted that between approximately May 2006 and June 2007, he engaged in a scheme to defraud eBay through so-called cookie stuffing. According to the plea agreement, commissions paid to Dunning's company Kessler, which Dunning owned jointly with his brother, totally approximately $5.2 million during the period from eBay's domestic affiliate program. The party stipulated the sentence purpose that between $200,000 and $400,000 of those commissions were... What? Cookie stuffing? What does that mean? Also wanted to say Happy New Year, kids, and community. Here's to making this year a good one. Thank you! Happy New Year to you too. He said something isn't right because it sounded too good to be true. With the Markiplier? Yeah. Markiplier called the shit out like long ago, man. What Honey's doing, setting, changing, cooking. I see, okay.
In history, where 2 individuals went to jail for defrauding eBay of millions of dollars. So naturally, I was curious whether he thought this could also lead to criminal charges.
Criminal charges for corporate misconduct are pretty unusual in the United States. Not unprecedented. Volkswagen is an obvious example, and there are plenty of other corporations that have ended up in criminal litigation. I wouldn't expect that. I'd expect civil litigation. But if I were in charge, yeah, this kind of misconduct where you intentionally falsify the results that professional testers get in order to advance your business benefits looks like a violation of, I don't know, it's wire fraud, right? And misrepresentation over the wires. Honey would say, well, we didn't misrepresent anything. The wires correctly represented what actually happened. We changed our behavior depending on what was happening. That didn't misrepresent it over the wires. I don't know. They misrepresented that funds were payable to them when in fact funds were payable to other people, or maybe not at all. So I'd charge it on a wire fraud statute, but I don't hold my breath about that. And how high functioning is law enforcement right now? The FBI lost a lot of talented people over the past couple years, and so I don't presume that there are technical staff who are able to do this work. A lot has to break right for there to be criminal liability for these violations.
I really have to thank Ben for his time here. Having someone with...
It's like we just can't even be sure if anything will ever be done about it. That sucks.
With his level of technical expertise confirm my findings was immensely valuable. Not just for me, but I think for everyone following this investigation. Ben will be publishing his own in-depth research into this system on his blog, so I highly recommend checking that out. I'll link it below.
That should help it push it even further.
So now that we've established what the system is, that leaves us with one last critical question.
Alright. Cookie stuffing sounds like something a baker does, like injecting icing into a cookie, or it also sounds like what I do with cookies, stuffing them in my face.
How long has this been going on for? Was the system developed under PayPal's leadership or under the leadership of Ryan Hudson and George Ruan? I knew the best way to find out would be to locate as many historic versions of Honey's extension as possible and to sift through each version's code. And thankfully, I found almost 300 archives dating all the way back to 2014. Nice. So I started
Nice.
methodically checking each version, one by one, looking for any mention of the SSD rules in the code, and found references dating all the way back to version 13.1.0, which was released in March of 2021. Now, keep in mind, PayPal acquired Honey in 2020, so I was initially under the impression that the system was developed under PayPal's leadership. That was until I stumbled across an article written in 2020 by security researcher Vladimir Pellant. As I read through his research on Honey, this one section stood out where he found that Honey was encrypting specific chunks of their code to conceal it from outsiders. And in one of the screenshots showing this encrypted data, I noticed something familiar.
So potentially PayPal didn't even know when they acquired it. They just saw something that made a lot of money and thought, yeah, we can use this. Oh, that's bad.
A reference to SSD. I thought, holy shit, is this the same SSD? Was Honey originally encrypting the code behind the system to conceal it from outsiders? Well, thanks to Vladimir's expertise, he was able to decrypt this data and shared a portion of the code in his article. And what do you know? Another familiar name shows up, ContID, and a reference to the CJ affiliate network. At this point, I was confident he had found the same SSD system. The only issue was that Vladimir only shared a small portion of the decrypted code. But thankfully, the URL to this encrypted data was still active, and Vladimir included instructions on how to decrypt it. W in the chat for Vladimir. So I downloaded...
W in the chat for Vladimir! W Vladimir! W!
the code, decrypted it, and sure enough, it was the same SSD system. It checked if you were logged in, how old your account was, if you had over 500 cashback points, whether your email contained the word test in it, and of course the classic, do you have any affiliate network cookies in your browser? Armed with this critical insight, I expanded my search and traced the system all the way back to version 10.5.2, which was released in October of 2017, suggesting the system was engineered while Honey was under the leadership of Ryan Hudson and George Ruan, and has been around for a staggering 8 years. Now,
that's exactly how long the VPN, the NordVPN thing is supposed to be. What the f?
Now, with that said, it's important we clarify a couple of things. First, these archives were sourced from a third-party site called CRX for Chrome, and while I have no reason to doubt their authenticity, it's important to acknowledge the possibility of inaccuracies. Second, none of this serves as proof that Ryan and George were directly responsible for the creation of the system. However, it is difficult to imagine that such a sophisticated system could be developed by some rogue developer without George and Ryan's knowledge.
Yeah, why would a rogue developer just do that by themselves? This is allegedly, in my opinion, this is, in my opinion, definitely coming from the top, man. There's like no way a developer just does this for their own, like, they don't have anything to gain from that. Only the CEOs have anything to gain from this, man. Like, right.
And if we consider who would be most incentivized to develop such a system, well, it would certainly be the two individuals who stood to benefit the most, right? But again, at this stage, we can only speculate. And for that reason, I genuinely hope this triggers an investigation by regulators or law enforcement. The public, the YouTube community, and the entire affiliate marketing industry deserve clear answers. Now, the next few weeks are about to get very, very interesting, because once this video goes live, every major affiliate network is going to have to confront PayPal about the system. And unless PayPal can give them a legitimate business reason for evading stand-down rules and trying to hide it from them, which I seriously doubt, I honestly think that the affiliate networks will have no choice but to terminate their partnership with Honey. They won't want to. Honey makes the networks a lot of money, but keeping them as a publisher after this, it isn't just risky, it's a potential PR disaster. The severity of the misconduct here is just too high. Even if you put aside the possibility of wire fraud charges, let's not overlook the fact that Honey has been snooping around your browser for cookies entirely unrelated to their service.
Yeah, that one's so crazy, bro. Like, my sources that I made it up, okay. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
I cannot stress enough how significant a privacy violation like that is. These are all factors the networks will have to weigh carefully when making their decision. Now, I'll be leaving a link below with access to the Honey files so you can review the data yourself, and I highly encourage you
The Honey files? Okay.
to do so. I'll also include a separate, more technical video that dives deeper into my testing processes and the technical nuances of Honey's system. This should be particularly useful for security researchers, lawyers, and of course, the affiliate networks. There's also a backup of Honey store data on the Wayback Machine. So I'd like to thank the archive team for helping me facilitate that. And of course, a big thanks to archive.org for providing such a valuable platform. Finally, if you have
Yeah, the Honey file's gonna be 90% redacted. That's a good question, man.
any information about the system, particularly regarding who was involved in its creation, please feel free to reach out to me anonymously via Signal or Proton Mail. And just to set expectations, part 3 is coming, but it is a massive project,
Hell yeah.
and the story is still unfolding in real time with all the ongoing class action lawsuits. I suspect part 3 will require a lot of travel and coordination, and
Oh boy.
I'm currently a one-man team doing all of this myself. But in the meantime, I look forward to Ryan's follow-up AMA on Reddit.
Bro, one-man team exposing Honey. Damn, what a giga chat. Right, Hudson was given the right to respond and replied with the following. Oh boy! Your 24-hour deadline suggests you aren't serious about incorporating feedback into a story you've spent the past year working on. Just reply, bro. Bro, just reply. Ryan was offered an additional 48 hours but did not respond. Judge Rune did not respond for a comment. Karma now denies wrongdoing but did not directly address the specific behaviors demonstrated in the series. Karma now's misconduct was reported to multiple affiliate networks. Skimlinks confirmed it has fully suspended Karma Now as a publisher. Avu no longer lists Karma Now as a publisher on its platform. PayPal was sent a right to reply and responded with the following. Oh, PayPal responded! Thanks for getting back to us and giving us the opportunity to respond. Simply put, your claims are wrong! Much of your analysis is misinformed, including referencing materials from more than a decade ago. And 5 years before PayPal acquired Honey. Regarding your claims related to data collection, our approach is fully explained and outlined in our terms of use and privacy statement, both of which are publicly available. Damn. On your claims related to marketing, our privacy statement clearly states that the Honey was created for the exclusive use of adults. Honey does not target minors. Why are you partnering with Mr. Beast then? When we became aware of illegal use of Honey's trademarks, we take immediate action across the internet, including on Roblox, Minecraft, etc. What's more, there has been no paid YouTube marketing for Honey since 2023. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Finally! Oh boy, that's a lot to read, man. That's a lot to read. Finally! The Honey platform. Let me move my face out of the way a bit. Right, like here, so you can read too. Finally, the Honey platform follows industry rules and practices. I doubt. And we will continue to defend ourselves against your mischaracterization, as we have done in recently dismissed lawsuits. Your claims suggest you have access to Honey's non-public source code. What do you mean, non-public source code? You can't just... What do you mean, non-public? And are threatening to disseminate portions of it publicly. Honey source code is PayPal's trade secret and it is confidential. Any unauthorized use, access, or possession is unlawful. We understand you have been in touch with former Honey employees. Whoever shared Honey source code with you was not authorized to do so, and appears to have obtained it through improper means. As a result, any use or further dissemination of the code would be an additional act of misappropriation. With that in mind, we urge you not to publish any portion of Honey's confidential source code. Please preserve all information about your access to and use of Honey's source code and delete any copies of the code in your possession. Jeez. That's it. Oh, more, here we go. Again, we continue to hope that you are interested in telling us a factual story to your followers. Unfortunately, the narrative you shared with us and that you say you are posting imminently is not accurate and ignores basic facts. Like what? The fact that you're stealing affiliate codes? The fact that you're not supposed to use these codes? The fact that they're not for public use? The fact that you ignore stand-down policy? Okay. You'll recall that your first video was debunked by Ryan Hudson. Debunked, by the way! No way, they said debunked! It was debunked, by the way! Debunk! Okay. You know what he did? He said, no, that's not true. Wow, great debunk. Great debunk, man. This was not true. And it's still happening. But you make no mention in your emails of that series of X posts. And presumably Ryan's explanation of where you went wrong will get no airtime in your near videos. And we literally had it in this video. If you're interested in discussing further, we would be happy to continue the conversation. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Here's the link, man. Oh my god, you don't hate corpus enough. Now, I will say that this code, what it did probably already existed before PayPal acquired it. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, that PayPal probably had no idea how the Honey code Honey source code worked at the time, and now they're just gonna have it. I'm still gonna blame PayPal. Yeah, they could have changed it. Like once they looked into it, they could have changed it. But then they're going to keep covering it up. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's the issue here. Like, sure, you didn't create Honey. You just acquired it, and it already worked that way beforehand. But you can change it. Yeah, you have to. Either way, give it a like, share it, uninstall Honey if you're using it. Fuck.